Hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. I feel like I need to do a happy dance. Jackie here again, and you guys are just going to have to get used to hanging out with me in the closet, looking really rough before bed. So apologize for that. But I know several of the admins have come on here, and one of our goals with MSFU, excuse me, is to make sure that you see our faces. Make sure that you guys know who are your admins. What are we about, and to be able to come on here and share in the successes with you guys, right? So I'm gonna just wait a second. I see a lot of people kind of, hey, Roxanne. So here's the deal. I want to tell a brief story before I get into the gist. I know the title is Old Group versus New Group. I have some things to share. I have an official statement from our group as well. But first, I want to make sure that I celebrate with you all. So, hey, congratulations! Like, amazing news. I could not be more ecstatic on December 29th, whatever this day is. Okay. Can't even remember what day it is. I'm so happy for you guys. I'm happy for me. I'm happy for my family. It could not have, I promise you, it could not have come at a better time. Um, so what a miracle, whether you thank God or thank the universe or thank yourself for having faith. We are so thankful. And I know the other day, I was on a call with Randall Emery from American Families United, and I think I made a mistake of saying that this was a small victory. I'm a really big thinker, and already see 2021 as the year that we really push immigration reform. So, like, in my mind, it's like, oh, it's a small win, but it's not. Like, let me clarify. This is a huge win. This is a huge win for mixed status families united. We have made change. You have done it. You have done it, right? And I want to make this very, very clear. Again, if you don't know who I am, I'm Jacqueline Solano. I am the owner of this group. I'm also one of the admin. And so I really welcome you all. And I want to just start by saying that tonight is a night of celebration. It's just like, go out and do something. I mean, here it's late. I'm about to go to bed. But you all, young people, old people, middle, whoever you are, go out and celebrate. Like, do something. Go outside and like just scream to the universe. Whatever you need to do, because it is a night to celebrate. It is a night to be thankful. Yes, Veronica girl, like, it is huge. This is huge. This is huge. And so I want to tell you a quick story and go from there. When I first joined Mixed Status Families United, it was in the old group, which I'm going to talk about here in a minute. And hey there, hey Olga. And so I just remember right after the first stimulus, I was so excited because I was like, oh, my family, we're really hurting. My husband and I, we also own a business on the side that wasn't doing really well due to the pandemic and all of these things. And I was so excited. I was like, okay, yes, we'll get a little help here. We're going to get by. It'll be okay, right? Stimulus. And then I find out, right? Just like all the thousands of you all, I find out that I am not included. Do y'all remember that feeling? Like, do you remember sitting there being like, are you kidding me, to the screen? So then what's the next thing I do, right? As soon as I find out that I'm not included, an American citizen, I'm like on the internet. I'm going to town. I'm like, what? This is illegal. I'm outraged. My husband, of course, he's over there looking at me like, like, nothing ever surprises my husband. And of course, whenever injustice happens in the world, I always, like, somehow I'm shocked, right? But of course, injustice happens all the time. But I was very shocked. I was so shocked that I started Googling. So then a friend or somebody like tagged me and said, hey, you need to go to this group. And so that's how I found Mixed Status Families United, the old group, the original group that has the T, that had the TM on the end. Okay. So I get in there and I'm in there for months. And then toward the very end, right, I was asked to come on to that group as just a moderator, somebody that just approves posts and things like that. So it wasn't necessarily the title of an admin or owner, but it was just, I felt so blessed to be a part of it, right? And so, oh, hey, Alicia, I love to, but we are in the middle of snowstorm in Wisconsin. Woo! You know what, girl, get out there, build you a snowman. It's been 10 years. I'm in Tennessee since we had any snow. And the other day it snowed. My kid and my husband, it was their first time sledding on a mountain of snow. It was crazy. I think I posted my son like coming down the mountain. Um, yeah, no better place than celebrate safe place home. Cheers. Cheers. Yes. So anyways, forgot what I was saying. Mom brain. But so I was a moderator of the group toward the very, very end. And we had some of the admin have come over with me. So I want to talk a little bit. I know this is getting really long, but my most important thing was to say congratulations. Please go out and celebrate it, even if it's just, a shout to God or the universe or whatever. Just get it out there and just relish in this huge victory. I'm serious, because it is. And this, let me assure you, is just the beginning. It's just the beginning. Okay. You all have some great leadership here. Some really great leadership. You have no idea, but behind the scenes, 24 hours a day, that your administrators work so hard. Each one of them has such special gifts. We all have such different talents that we bring. But I want to remind you all that it's volunteer. We're doing this just for free because it's our passion, it's our family, it's our life, right? So we hope that we can bring you all the best of us. But we're people just like you. I'm a teacher. I go to work every single day, do what I do, own a little side business on the side, and just living life. Hey, Sergio. Hey, God bless you as well. Ethan, I think that's how you say it. Anyway, so let me get to the nuts and bolts of what I really, truly wanted to say tonight, okay? I'm getting a lot, like even as I'm doing this live right now, I'm getting a lot of messages about the old group, okay? The old group has opened. Apparently, the owner, Christina Jarvis, or Christina Segundo Jarvis, I'm 99% sure is still the owner of the old group. So I want to just perfectly address the owner, and I want to make a formal statement. This really isn't to her, it's to anybody asking questions. I'm just getting a lot of questions. So I wanted to have a formal statement out there. Hey, Adriana, about what's the difference in the groups and all of these things. So here's the formal statement, okay? All of the admins, yes, I can say all of the very immediate admins and moderators from the old group are now your new admins in this group, minus one, Christina Segundo Jarvis. Okay. We all decided to leave the group. A lot of people were asking why. Why did we all leave and just kind of leave her, and then why did the group shut down? So I wanted to address that right now. Anybody watching that's friends with Christina or wants to share this video, please do, because this is not something, it's not a secret, it's not something that we're trying to hide, but I wanted everybody to be on the same page with where Mixed Status Families United stands. Okay. And let me define that. Mixed Status Families United is not a person, it's not a creator, it's not a you, it's not a me, it's every one of us. It's all of us. We are Mixed Status Families United. Okay. We take credit for the credits and the wonderful things that happen through Mixed Status Families. We are a community and we are in it together. Okay. If anybody's taking sole responsibility for achievements, okay, I want to assure you that you and I and everyone else, including senators and lawmakers and every nonprofit that had it, everyone's back. We are a tribe. We're a community. Everyone took part in that. All right, so back to what I was saying. Admins and moderators from the old group all went over together to create this new group. I actually was the one that created it, went ahead and invited them over. All right, so here is the reason that we left. So here is the formal statement. There is some funding that, large amounts of funding that was unaccounted for. Okay, in a Facebook fundraiser in particular, one Facebook fundraiser had over $10.5 thousand that the owner could not account for. So the response that we're getting from the previous owner is that Facebook still has the funds because a bank account was not set up in time within 90 days of the fundraiser ending, and therefore she never received any funding. So that's the response that we're getting from, I will go ahead and say, Christina Segundo Jarvis, all right, the current owner of the old group. So we, again, if you donated to any fundraiser, please use the steps that I provided in one of the announcements. You can check to see if your donations were completed, etc. I'm not going to stand up here and say anything about where any money is. I'm going to get up here and tell you the facts. The facts are large amounts of money were unaccounted for, and the admins and moderators were not comfortable with that. We lead our group with honesty, integrity, kindness, positivity, and we lead it for one goal. All right. We lead it for the idea that we want to push immigration reform. And if we can't trust our owner, if you all can't trust me, the owner, the one that created it, right, then what's the purpose of following that group? So my goal is to be a face up here constantly with all your other admin, okay? Because we want you to get to know us. We want you to trust us. We want you to believe us. We want you to feel like you're not alone. Okay. So again, I'll say it one more time for anybody that's friends with anybody in the old group. Feel free to pass the message. Feel free to do whatever you need to do with the message, but I'll make that statement one more time. Admins and moderators, the immediate admins and moderators, okay, left the previous group to create this one because we were uncomfortable with funds that were taken from a fundraiser, Facebook fundraiser that accounted for more than $10,000, and we don't know where that money is, that the owner had started. Owner says monies and funds from that fundraiser are still in Facebook because no bank account was attached. I'm uncomfortable with that answer. So therefore we've just made this new group. We're going to go forward with honesty, positivity, and kindness. If you still have questions about maybe where your donations went, please, again, use the steps in the announcements that I provided. And again, anything mixed status families is me, Jacqueline Solano. If I comment on anything mixed status families, it's Jacqueline. It's not Anastasia. It's not Jesse. It's not Jennifer. It's not Olga. It's not Lacey. Okay. If you see a comment from mixed status families, you'll know it's this woman right here hiding in the closet. Okay. So I just want to throw that out there, but go to the announcements, follow the step-by-steps. If you donated in the old group and you want to find out where donations went and if they were completed or not. I'm going to move on from that. I want to end by saying, once again, congratulations. This is a massive win for everybody. And I want to leave you with our mission. Okay. And the nuts and bolts of our mission is basically immigration reform. Okay. Some of those things might include we're going to fight for, removal of bans unjustly. We're going to fight for anybody that's an immigrant that's, has struggles with immigration reform. All right. And in the beginning, we attached a name to it called U.S. Citizens for Immigration Reform, because we know a lot of you in this group are fighting so hard as US citizens who didn't get stimulus, right? Like that's kind of why the old group kind of came about. We were so upset that we didn't get stimulus as citizens. Well, we're going to take a little bit further in 2021 and we're going to fight for immigration reform because guys, it's our families, it's our life, and it's just not okay. Can I get an amen? Like it's just not okay anymore. And our hashtag, I want you guys to start hashtagging no more shadows. No more shadows is our slogan. Okay. And so anything we do, no more shadows. Like we're not going to hide anymore. We're not going to back down. We're not going to say, oh, okay, well, my husband has an I-10. So, we're not as good as somebody who is a citizen. First of all, and I should get Anastasia up here to explain this. She is a brilliant mind, number one. But there are many reasons why a person would have an I-10. And it's always miraculous to me when I'm talking with somebody and they're like, oh, your husband has an I-10, that illegal alien. Like people are just uneducated, right? There's many very legal people that use an I-10 for many different reasons. So regardless of that, we are fighting for immigration reform. I want to also give a couple of shout outs to ABIC, the nonprofit, as well as American Families United, right? Randall's been on here many times. And also, I want to give a shout out to Jennifer Walker Gates. If you are not following the page Immigration, let's see if I can say it right because my Southern accent, Immigration Alley. Go and find Immigration Alley to answer all of your immigration questions. We get a ton of immigration questions here, but she is a bomb brain. Like she will get on there and answer your question. And if she doesn't know, she will say, hey, I don't know, or go seek this source, right? And I'm going to put my my personal reputation on the line here and say that Jennifer Walker Gates is one of the most honest, respectable lawyers, immigration lawyers that I've ever met, okay, in the country. And I've had some experiences with lawyers. So if you have any questions there, please head over to Immigration Alley page and please like like that page as well. Also, please go to AmericanFamiliesUnited.org and sign up for the email subscribe list, because they have a massive bill that we need to really get behind. Okay. And it does include lots of immigration reform things, including the ban. All right. And I know that's a big issue for many families. So please do that as well. ABIC, ABIC, all right, they are also a nonprofit that we work with, and they were one of the ones that we did a webinar a few days or a week ago, and they are also really amazing, fighting for immigration and immigration reform. So you're going to see in this group all six admins or so, working with lots of nonprofits. We're going to be working with senators. You're going to be hearing a lot of webinars. You're going to be seeing a lot of lives, and that's kind of our goal. Thank you. American Business Immigration Coalition, American Families United, and Immigration Alley are our network groups, and we hope to house more. But I'm going to tell you right now, and I'm going to give you my word as your owner of this group. Number one, there will always be honesty in this group. Period. Number two, all right, there will be no money flow back and forth at this time. Okay? I should repeat those if I can remember them. Honesty is really my mission and our mission as your admins. All right? You have such a great admin team, I can't even tell you. Two, there will be no money flow in this group. All right? And three, our goal is to network and to form coalition with many other different types of organizations to get our voices heard as well. That's kind of our mission, is to grow right now. If you do know anybody in the old group and you want to invite them here, there's nothing that says that you can't do that, right? We would love to have more people, obviously. We would love to share in the joys of all the successes of Mixed Status Families United. I'm trying to look at all you guys. Oh, Jennifer, yeah, no more shadows. And one thing I want to say, and I know this is really long, I'm a teacher at heart, so y'all know I like to talk, sorry, is that I just want to say there are so many of you guys, that are private messaging and being like super positive and encouraging. And I just want to say that it really makes me feel good that I feel that we are a community here, right? However big or however small we are, like, you guys are awesome. And I've just been getting so much encouragement. You know how it feels to feel alone. You know, when you made that commitment to your husband or your wife or whatever the case may be, and you knew going into it was going to be hard. Maybe you didn't know how hard, right? I remember back in 2013 when I got married. I had known my husband a long time. But in 2013 when I got married, I was like, oh, okay, it's going to be hard. Did I know how hard? No. Would I have had it any other way? No. I'm so thankful for my child, my beautiful, can I get a shout out to Mixed Status Families kids? Y'all are beautiful. We have some beautiful kids. Maybe I'm biased. But you know that feeling of feeling completely alone. And we're not going to do that anymore. So I wanted to just put my face out there and say, I appreciate you guys. I'm going to ride this storm with you guys in honesty, positivity, kindness, and love. I love you all so much. And some of you guys are like hashtagging like crazy, no more shadows, no more shadows. My husband has double entry and pray we'll be able to become a citizen one day. And you know the crazy thing, and Randall even touched on this in our webinar the other day, is that a lot of these cases that are coming in for double entry are just like administrative things, right? Like things that, normal people make administrative errors of some kind and get a penalty or a fine. But when immigrants do it, it's just, it's non-repairable or something. And I also, this is just my own opinion. I am not a lawyer or anything like that. I just feel that when there's a family involved, we represent families, mixed status families, and you're marrying someone and you're having children and they haven't, they've done all the things that they're supposed to, paying taxes jointly. Like, come on. I just feel that it's just not okay the way that we're treated and the way that immigrants are treated in this country. And we are a nation of immigrants, and our nation was built on the backs of immigrants and on the backs of slaves. Let's be real. All right. And so we really have to look inside and appreciate that. If a person does have, I'm just looking at random comments here. If a person has a double entry, does that mean that there is no way around that? They can never get their papers. You need to go over to Immigration Alley. I am not a lawyer. You need to go and ask some questions to Jennifer Walker Gates. Again, she will tell you straight up, and she'll answer a million questions or whatever case may be. But go ask that question on. Can you please read the comments? I'm trying. I'm just know people like hate when the videos are so long. We want to represent all families and reach all the senators. Okay, and representatives. Can you tell me a little bit about your case for immigration? Um, if you need help with a case for immigration, definitely, like I said, go to Immigration Alley. Let's see, very uneducated people out there. Let's all work. You know, here's the thing, and I see that comment a lot. They're like, "Oh, they're just uneducated." People get comfortable. People are really comfortable. This is just my experience. Really comfortable with coming to conclusions based on their own guesswork or their own experience or their own surrounding or their own culture, right? People get really uncomfortable with things they don't know about, right? And so it's easier just to kind of say, I'm not okay with that, or I don't believe in that, or oh, they should go back to their own country, when they don't actually have personal experience with it, or when the mind is a little bit more closed. So yes, it's not, and I know some very educated people, even in my family, very educated people who very different opinions. So I think it's less about education and more just about having an open spirit and an open mind. And I always bring back, I use the example too a lot with Black Lives Matter, right? Whether you are for or against that, like that's just a whole nother coalition that, we can join up with. There's there's many different things that, maybe I'm not personally involved with necessarily as a white person, right? But I do feel like having an open mind and being able to appreciate someone else's experience is really important. And a wise person once told me, I read a lot of Tony Robbins, Gary Vee, like I'm reading this book right now. It's called Think and Grow Rich. It's amazing, by the way, Napoleon Hill. If you have not read this book, people, read this book, Napoleon Hill. Anyway, Think and Grow Rich. So in the words of good old Tony Robbins, right? Now I lost my train of thought. See, y'all got me talking about Think and Grow Rich. But he always talks about that people, are essentially their experience, and we really have to try to really be able to open our mind a little bit to understand where people are coming from. Oh, this brings me back to what he said. He said this, and it was in a podcast, Tony Robbins, and he said that everybody has their own experience. Like, you're never going to walk in my shoes. I'm never going to walk in your shoes, right? So everybody has a story that's interesting. Every person you speak to has something that you can learn from, right? And that you can find interest with without writing off. So I challenge you guys all. I know you all already do this, but the next person that you come in contact with that you might off the top of your head feel like, I don't want to be engaged with them, or I don't want to have anything to do with them, or I don't understand it. Just remember, in the words of Tony Robbins, that everybody has a story and an experience, years of experience that you don't have. So there is something to learn from anybody, right? From everybody. So everybody's interesting in some way, right? You just have to dig a little deeper. All right, let me look at some last minute comments. I live in a type of neighborhood where they look down at the undocumented. You feel alone. Well, you know what, Ronica? You are not alone anymore. And we're not going to be alone anymore. And no more shadows. We don't have to do that. We don't have to live that way. We really don't. And this is just one thing we can do, is be active in our group, in this group, because that's important. Is just feeling like we're not alone. They're ignorant. United American Families United Act. Follow them. Randall Emery is presenting a bill. Yes, please go to AmericanFamiliesUnited.org and please get signed up with their email. They do really easy to understand. I like really easy things to understand and clear, and their emails and updates are very clear. It makes me feel like I'm not dumb. You know how like people tell you like political stuff, and you're like, ooh, I don't know what you're talking about. American Families United, Randall Emery is so good about breaking things down with exactly what's happening. He loves to read these really long bills and analyze them and kind of give us some feedback. Do you guys have any other questions or things? I know this is super live. My goal with this live was basically to say congratulations, to address who we are in Mixed Status Families United. We're a group of honesty, positivity, kindness, and love. And then to very laser focusedly, I don't even know if that's a word, address the old group and the new group. And the reason that we left is that there were some unaccounted funds that we were very uncomfortable that were happening. And so the old admins and moderators, immediate old admins and moderators, decided to go in a different direction, because we need to be able to account for all funds. It's really important. And the other thing was to basically tell you guys that we will not be having money flow within this group. We're fully aligned with nonprofits. We're fully aligned with everyone we need to be, and we are a support center for you all. Okay, so direct deposit. My husband's pay. My SSD goes into direct deposit. So does my husband's. Um, so does my husband's. Okay, I lost that. Paychecks. I'm not sure if that was a question or not. All right, I'm gonna leave you all. I love you all, and we'll talk again soon. Jacqueline Solano signing off. Bye, guys.